I have in studio with me a whole radio team because we're having a round-robin discussion on the resurgence not only of the occult, but its perhaps more mild side, sort of its more attractive side, the New Age movement. And I want to continue and wrap that up. And I was sent, Jill and Eric, I have Eric Barger in studio as well. I was sent an email recently. I'm just going to read a portion of it, and it kind of ties into our discussion. And it says, by way of background, I've attended the Understanding the Times event the last couple of years. It says, more recently, I listened to your Dancing with Demons podcast. That's a couple months ago now. And this person says, the following day, my daughter and I stopped in to check out a new store in Eden Prairie, Minnesota, called Patina, and gives the address here. They have store locations throughout the Twin Cities, and they have a unique collection of products. The store is brightly lit with lots of festive holiday, though secular items. Products are targeted to both adults and kids. They skip down here. As we strolled through the store, I noticed a Ouija board mixed in with other games, and this bothered me. I later found a cute stuffed animal that I thought my daughter would enjoy. I was going to purchase it. I had an unsettled feeling about buying it, and I put it back. As I was beginning to get a troubled feeling that something was up with this store, I came across the entire section on the other side dedicated to occultism, witchcraft, New Age, in fact, a number of things which were listed in your podcast about Dancing with Demons. Again, this is at least that podcast at least 2 months ago. And then this person says some of the items include, in this store that they were featuring, crystal balls, statues of demonic figures, Christmas tree ornaments with occult symbols on them, tarot cards, various gems, crystals, energy clearing kits, pin-cushion dolls, male and female versions. They have brand names on it that I don't want to type here, and the books, and then list of some terrible sounding books here. A little bit of dreams and introduction to dream interpretation. Anyway, I'm concerned that there is a growing spiritual battle brewing in our community and that it is increasingly emerging from the shadows and into the mainstream. Unfortunately, this store seems to be drawing lots of people, including parents and their kids, which could put them at great risk. Jill, your thoughts on this?
Well, witchcraft has gone about as mainstream as it can possibly go. Think about it. It's been in the movies. It's been all over the news. The witches have been there cursing our president across the face of the planet. So witchcraft has reached its zenith historically. Think about it. When has there ever been this type of globalization of witchcraft and everything that it entails?
I used to think that when I would say the occult has been made normal, I used to think that was a kind of an earth-shaking kind of statement. It's not anymore. It's simply not, because look what we have. I mean, it has become normal, so normal nobody even thinks a thing about it.
Jill, you say that on our Facebook, and you're on it every day, and I'm certainly over there about once a day to add to some conversation, but you manage our Facebook page, and you tell me that when we discuss a subject like today, there is spirited discussion. Am I right?
Yes. There is, because it's the church militant. I think we have people there who are standing up and saying, I recognize this for what it is, and I need to protect my family against it. And that's what they're searching for. The fighters are there searching for what is the best way to handle this. How do I answer them? My son has become involved in this paganism. My daughter is practicing Wicca and giving me reasons why it's okay. These things are out there. And they are growing. And like I just said, this is the zenith of information communication when it comes to witchcraft. It is as big as it has ever been in the history of mankind. It is all over the planet at the same time on different news networks. So we are facing a huge resurgence of evil here and power, and people want answers.
2 Timothy 3, it says there'll be an increase of evil in the last days. Surely we're seeing signs of this all around. Eric, you want to add to anything Jill has just said?
No, she's exactly right, and I appreciate her passion, and we need to be passionate about this. We see a world around us that's capturing our Christian kids, and if anybody thinks that this is not actually affecting Christians and Christian families, then they should just be reading my mail, your mail, and Jill's mail, because we know different.
Okay. In a similar vein, there has been a reappearance of God's small g, sort of in an amazing way. Back to 2015, we had the image of the Hindu god of destruction, Kali, appear on the Empire State Building. Jill, I'm just building on what you just said. Then the arch of the temple of the god small g, Baal or Baal, was an image of that in New York City and other places, London, I believe. Recently, a massive idol of the god Shiva was displayed on the Washington Mall, along with that of a 7-headed dragon. And now the idol of Athena just appeared at the United Nations. This seems to be the reappearance of some incredible paganism that's going on. Would one of you two help me understand this?
Well, this is the honoring of false gods. This is exactly what Satan would want. Anything that causes us to place our eyes someplace besides the right place is what he wants us to do. He would want the world around us to honor false gods instead of the King of Kings. The crosses are being taken down, and folks, these are not small displays. People didn't pull up in a little car, in a small car, and then take the display out and put it up on the side of the sidewalk and then take it home later in the day. These are, and the pictures are online.
Yep.
These are huge displays. The one that gets me, of course, is when they are looking to the Hindu gods. I'm going, okay, which one are they going to pick out? Because there's 3,300,000 of them. But then you see the goddess Athena, the goddess of war, and that's being paraded around by people from the UN. It is a stunning day we live in to see what's being honored. To quote scripture we use often, they've called evil good and good evil. They've become wise in their own eyes. They could care less if there's a God that created everything who's looking at this saying, that is an idol. That's idolatry. This is evil. But it is getting people's eyes off Christ, and that is all Satan wants.
And as somebody commented, they are not innocent because the gods of paganism are actually demons, according to the Bible. It is not something to be played with. Jill, your thoughts?
I researched these pagan gods because
you did.
A lot of times I did a master's thesis on this. And the reason I did it is because I was constantly running into arguments on the internet from people who are not Christians, obviously, saying that Jesus was just a counterfeit, a copy of the true gods. And so I went back and I researched the original ancient documents to find out what these gods were like. And Jan, in every instance, these gods are evil. They do not do good for their people. They do not love their people. They do not bless their people. All of them are rooted in darkness and evil and drenched with blood. That is what we are seeing out there. It is a very dark time because Jesus is coming back.
Yes, yes.
It is a very dark time. The world is accelerating toward the end. Evil is over the top. Why? Because he's coming. And we should rejoice in that.
Amen.
We know what's happening. We have to fight still. We have to occupy till he returns. But we should not let this depress us or discourage us. This is the time to put on our armor, to educate ourselves, to defend our faith and defend our families.
Eric, can you put a PS to that, please?
Well, we talked about the arches that were reproduced and brought here and displayed in London and so on. Yeah. That was the god Baal.
Yeah.
Could there be a more evil god in the Bible?
No, drenched in blood, really.
Yeah, that is described to us to stay away from. And now, of course, the goddess of war, Athena, is being glorified in this. Same company, by the way, doing both.
Yes, it is. It's a digital company. Eric, I want you to build on what Jill was saying moments ago, because we need to go out of this program on a very positive note. First of all, we didn't sit down today to for instance, specifically target a particular church and say that, those people are leading millions astray. They certainly may be leading some astray, but they may also have good intentions in the process. But we are living in times that are so deceptive. Deception is absolutely running amok, and it's targeting our churches, and it's targeting our good churches, and it's targeting churches with young people in them.